I had a funny theory that, you know how girls put guys in friend zones, right? So people say, well, what's the guy version of that, right? And the guy version of that is grandmother treatment. So so a girl puts a guy in a friend zone because for girls, like that's male friend is like really the most non-sexual thing. Like, whereas a guy, you'd be like, yeah, I'll fuck. I could be friends with a girl and fuck her. But like the guys see friends as higher. So girls, when they treat a guy like a friend, it's very like a little brother, like a friend. Those are like very the least sexual. That's the lowest run. Whereas guy version of that is grandmother. So you would never talk about anything real. You would never talk about anything sexual. And I'm sure you have women in your life like that. You're like, oh, how's it going? Like, and if they ever said something sexual, like, oh, that guy's hot. You're like, yeah, he seems to be doing pretty good. Like, you would never engage with anything sexual. She'd be like, I'm masturbating. You'd be like, speaking of pregnancy, Nancy's having another kid. Like, you would never engage in anything like sexual. Yes, the grandmother treatment is the guy version of friend zone.
But when does that get deployed? Who uses that ever?
I would say, where do I deploy grandmother treatment? I would say a lot of people that are like your coworkers, for example.
Right. Okay.
Because
like of all of the female coworkers you've got?
I would say, okay, there's no way to, like, okay, I'm sure, listen, you're a good looking guy. Girls like you, obviously. I would imagine that if you show up to a city like Austin, there's plenty of girls that are like around that you would probably make a lot of enemies if you just like ran through a bunch of the hot girls in a city. So you're smart enough to not do anything like that. You're not that guy anyway, but like
friends, girlfriends, friends, ex-girlfriend,
whatever, shit like that. Exactly. Right. So you would probably just not do that stuff because, or your friend's girl.
That's actually a really fucking good one. So
you would treat them like the way you treat your grandmother.
That's so funny. You're actually really right. I'm now starting to find like little pockets of girls that fit into that. Friends, ex-girlfriends are a big one. Like
friends, ex-girlfriends is the perfect grandmother treatment, and you get ultimate grandmother treatment. You're very pleasant to them.
Yep.
You're very nice.
You basically sort of
might be overly nice to them.
You've detached your penis and like left it outside.
The penis is not in the. Yes, it's so gone.
Yeah, actually.
And opinions. You might not tell them opinions either.
So the grandmother treatment is gay best friend. That's basically what you're trying to position yourself as.
Yes.
You're like talking about, oh, your hair looks lovely. And like, isn't it nice outside?
Gay best friend would probably drift into the, then I was, your hair looks lovely. But if she ever said if your grandmother, ex-friend or so, if she was like, give you a really extreme political opinion, right? And it could literally be like, like this Hitler guy's actually the man. You'd be like, oh, everyone has good points. Like there's no way you're not engaging.
You just don't engage at all with anything. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, there was a time when I was in the gym not too long ago, and one of my friend's ex-girlfriends had this crop top thing on and took a crop top off, huge fake boobs. One nipple was out. And I was like, fucking hot day today, isn't it? And I'm like, have you seen there's a dog over there? And I didn't even tell her. I was like, I'm going to let someone else. I'm going to let somebody else sort of, she walks away. That was like a bad friend thing to do, but it was like almost the secondhand sort of grandmother. Like, exactly. I can't not.
I can't, I don't want anyone to know that I've seen your boob. I don't want you to know. I don't want me to know. I definitely don't want to address it.
Single titty. One titty that's out. But no, that's a really great point. The friend zone thing is it's become like...
Because people, they go, oh, what's the female equivalent? That's what it is, in my opinion.
Yeah, friends, ex-girlfriends, and current friends, girlfriends, and shit like that. And like the orbiter thing, or like people that that your boy fancies her. Mm-hmm. So you're like, I gotta do this.
The only thing you're talking about is how sick he is.
Yeah, the gay best friend thing comes in again.
Yeah.
Dude, great cock.
One kind of other quick one just about that was, there was sort of, I was thinking about, there's this girl that I knew that she said, she was like, I knew the girl and the guy and they were friends forever. And then they ended up being together, but they've been friends for 6 years. And someone was like, why were you, what took you so long? And she goes, honestly, it never even crossed my mind. And I was like, that like stuck with me where I was like, no guys, it crossed his mind. You know what I mean? Like no guy's known a woman for 6 years and it's like, it's never crossed your mind. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about, I think that like men treat our thoughts sort of like a friend that's a piece of shit that's like, yo, you should try to fuck that girl. And you're like, no, you're not doing that. He's like, yo, we should party tonight. You're like, I told you I'm having like 3 beers. Like, and women treat their brains like an abusive ex-boyfriend, and they defend it because they'll write about like articles being like, it's actually pretty reasonable to be drunk texting your ex. So, so because guys' thoughts are more aggressive, so they're like, yo, do all, and you're like, we know
we can't let
we
that
don't
out.
defend our own brain because we're like, this guy's too much, man.
Yeah.
Like, whereas girls, like, they defend their thoughts like, I'm not weird for thinking this.
Your best
nothing wrong with
your best friend's brother actually could be the right guy for you.
Yeah, they write the article defending the crazy shit that they're thinking.
Yes. Fuck.
So that's my other one.
Dude, I think that I can't stop thinking about that grandmother thing. About
grandmother treatment.
Fucking real.
You know what? I had a old saying that me and my friends used to say forever that just came back. It kind of just grandmother treatment reminds me of it, but not related. But I said, we used to always joke that when, like, you know, if you're dating a girl and it's been like 3 or 4 months and she's kind of like, what is this? We used to always say our one friend was an expert at it. You play the groggy, tired guy where you're kind of like, oh, maybe like talk about this tomorrow. It's kind of like an employee being like, you know, we said we were going to talk about the raise. You're like, I don't know, today, you know, what time is it even? Like, you basically act like you're really groggy. Like in the morning, like, okay, fucking, no, I'm down to have this conversation. I just fucking like
very forgetful.
Yeah, you act like you're just so groggy, right? And we said our one friend was like always looking groggy, so he could never get into like, you know, he'd never get tricked into a relationship because he's so groggy. But it's like a joke we used to say. But then I was watching like interview. I was watching a lot of the like the interviews with rappers when I was getting into the Drake and Kendrick stuff because I'm from Toronto. And I was saying all rappers do the groggy, tired guy to every question. Like if you watch like No Jumper, like Adam 22 and stuff, they'll be like, you know, where were you the night of this? And he's like, fucking, I don't even, yo, why you asking? What? Like, every rapper dodges every question by doing the groggy, tired man. And I was like, it's kind of brilliant. You dodge every question and you act
like pretending like you're not in the room.
Yeah, you're like, what? I barely know my name right now. Like, hey, I can't, that seems like a lot for Ray. I don't know what I'm thinking of.
We'll get back to talking to Ryan in 1 minute, but first, I need to tell you about Function. You probably want to know what's happening inside of your body, but getting your blood work comprehensively analyzed can cost thousands, which is why I partnered with Function. For just $500, you receive extensive lab work on over 100 carefully selected biomarkers, giving you insights into your hormone profile, cardiovascular health, organ function, and much more. Their team of expert physicians will then analyze the data and give you actionable advice to improve your health and lifespan. Monitoring things like your testosterone can make a massive difference to your energy, performance, and happiness, and being able to see that data charted out over the course of a year with actionable insights to actually improve them is exactly what you get with Function. Dr. Andrew Huberman is their scientific advisor and Dr. Mark Hyman is their chief medical officer, so you can trust that the data and insights you receive are scientifically sound and reliable. Right now, you can discover where your health stands and take action with Function's expert health assessments by going to the link in the description below or heading to functionhealth.com/modern wisdom. That's functionhealth.com/modern wisdom. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip with Ryan, you will love the full-length conversation in all of its glory. And it's just here. If you press it.